talking money, then you're talking no matter. Ching, ching, bling, bling.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here this evening. We are live here on DWC on YouTube. My name is Davonte Stokes. I am the owner and chief branding officer. We are gathered here today because we are here for a huge special announcement. We have been, talking about it, and it's been well throughout the works, and we are officially here to officially announce that WrestleMania will be returning to New Orleans in 2019. WrestleMania is our biggest event of the year. WrestleMania has proven a lot, and it sets a lot of things, for the company. WrestleMania is known as the Super Bowl of the DWC. This year, WrestleMania will be taking place inside the Campus World Stadium in Orlando, Florida, as DWC will return to Orlando, Florida for the first time in over 11 years. And we will be returning to New Orleans for WrestleMania next year in 2019, since our first arrival here for WrestleMania back in 2014. And we wanted to come back here because we kind of felt like New Orleans was just it. It was at that time, DWC was going through a really tough time. It was a lot of changes. We was going through a lot of transitioning, and we just had so much going on at the time. And it was just not enough to really give a good show. But we were booked for New Orleans for WrestleMania that year, but we just didn't really feel like it really delivered. After WrestleMania, DWC just kind of like just fell off after a while. We like I said, we were going through so many changes. There was a lot going on, and we really didn't know what path to move to, because we were just trying to think of so many things to move over forward, change over to. And that year was just like a hard year for us. So, through the year of the beginning of 2015 was just such a sad year for us. Throughout 2015 was a horrible year for DWC. That's the best way I can describe it. But WrestleMania 12 will be held inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, and we will hold also 3 consecutive events at inside the Smoothie King Arena, which will include Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live, and NXT TakeOver of New Orleans. So we will hold 4 consecutive events in the same week. Throughout the entire week, we will have 4 special events. And right now, we just finally had our very first ever live streaming, for Fastlane, and now WrestleMania will be our second ever live stream. We are working in the plans to figure out to do Raw and SmackDown live, but we will first just strictly start out first with just the pay-per-views will be going live. So the pay-per-views will only be live until further notice, until we, have more on to start live in Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. WrestleMania is, one of the greatest events of the year. every superstar wants to have their moment in the sun and shine. Every superstar wants that moment, to be there for WrestleMania and main event WrestleMania as well. Whether you are a male or a female, everyone wants to main event WrestleMania. Last year we were in Dallas, Texas for WrestleMania, and we had a fatal four way. We had a fatal four way for the SmackDown World Heavyweight Championship in a triple threat match for the Universal Championship. We had Roman Reigns and Finn Balor, and also Kevin Owens in a triple threat match for the Universal Championship, and they main evented the event. That was that was a very monumental WrestleMania. But we was just basically coming back off of that basically what I'm trying to say is that DWC was basically just we were just basically picking ourselves back up. So WrestleMania last year was good, but it wasn't as great as well. So this year, that's why this year's WrestleMania is so special, because like we said, we're back, we're better than ever, and we're trying to give you guys the best content that we can give you. And WrestleMania is gonna be the hottest it's ever been in the past couple of years. So WrestleMania is gonna be as the young people say nowadays, lit. WrestleMania is gonna be lit this year. So I hope everyone just stay tuned for WrestleMania. WrestleMania in New Orleans is gonna take plenty of heights next year or 2019. You think this year is gonna be popping? Wait till next year in 2019 for WrestleMania jumping back here in New Orleans. So I don't want to waste any more time. I will be back out here a little later on, but right now we're going to let somebody come out here and say a couple of words. So I will see you guys in a few minutes. Thank you.